Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. West side, raise it up. Raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. The west side, raise it up. Raise it up, raise it up, raise it up.
Hey loves, hey loves, hey loves, hey loves. My name is Whitney Vaughn, also known as Y, and this is another incredible episode of Raise It Up, Y, the podcast. We are coming at you the last Thursday of September 2020, episode 22. Ooh. That's pretty, 22, 2020. I gotta write that down somewhere, but that'll be nice. And if you are listening on, well, I was gonna say another platform, but we're gonna say Apple Podcast or Stitcher, or if you're watching with us on YouTube, first of all, we're saying hi, hello. And then you also heard another voice. That is the sound of my beautiful baby sister, at Whitney Fly, at Nurse Vaughn, Nurse Fly, Nurse Goodheart. My baby sister is here joining us today, and we're calling this episode. This is a hip hop thing, so just rock with me. Does heartbreak have to come after graduation? It is our play in hip hop to the discography of Kanye West. 808 and Heartbreaks is the album that comes after the graduation album. You all can have fun with that in your own time. Mm-hmm. You all know that the year 2020 has been dedicated to self-awareness, and our self-awareness question that we're answering for today is, how do I know when I'm really real or if I'm really fake? This is about identity, ladies and gentlemen. This episode was hugely brought to us in part by some of my Ujima babies at Ujima PCC, UJIMA PCC. I'll shout them out as they come and as I speak on them. The answer to our self-development question, how do I know if I'm being really real or really fake, will be answered in our Break It Down segment, but it'll also kind of be touched on as we go throughout the episode, especially when we get raised by Whitney Fly, Nurse Whitney Fly. Okay. Y'all know how we start all of our episodes with grounding. If this is your first time joining, or if you haven't heard before, I am a trained therapist from Long Beach State. Go Beach. I'm sorry.
Cal State Dominguez Hills.
She is CSU Dominguez Hills, so I have to shout her out now. I love that everybody in my family now, we all have these certain allegiances now. Mm-hmm. Because Warren is Cal State LA, Whitney is Cal State Dominguez Hills, Wyann is Cal State Long Beach, Wendy is UC San Diego, and my brother in heaven was at Laverne University. Dad is UCLA, and Mom graduated from the Emotion. Listen, whoa.
Come on.
Listen, you got it. The best. You got the best. 1977. Okay. Y'all need to catch Whitney's cameo. If y'all haven't seen in episode 18, Best of My Love,
Lord,
Whitney comes in and sings with my mother and me. I wasn't even talking about the slap part.
Okay, that was very memorable.
That sounds like the drum fill on Rejoice. No, the thing is, she sang and held her own, and I've never sung with Whitney before, like in a situation where we needed
like that.
Yeah, because it's Wendy or Auntie Pam, Auntie Jeanette. Somebody is there, so you're usually able to do runs and do you can play around us sort of a thing. But on that episode, you was holding down the high harmony, and I was like so proud of you. I got a clip of this on my Instagram.
Oh yes.
But then I kept looking on Instagram. You're in the back and you're singing the notes and you're doing fine, but you was making these crazy faces.
I can't stop it.
Because she's making fun of my mom. You have to understand, this is a family affair.
Yeah.
We all love one another. Y'all see I'm repping Wava, so baby bro is in the house, even when he's not in the house. We talk about pay your dues every episode. That is from a song, a rap song that my older brother Wayne, who is now in heaven, introduced me to back when I was 9 or 10. Wendy was in 5th grade, so I was 9.
Yeah.
And
First.
man, and Far Side and all that different stuff.
Okay.
But it's just, this is a family affair if y'all haven't learned. If I said it in episode like 1 and 2, but that's 20 some odd episodes ago. So our whole family is Wayne, Wanda, Wayne, Wendy, Wyan, Whitney, and Warren. Everyone's middle names is either Louise or Lee if you're a girl or a boy. All last names are Vaughn. So we are literally WLVs. A family friend, Travis Starr, shouts out to Travis Starr, told our family, you know what? That WLV doesn't just stand for your names. I think it also stands for the fact that you all spread wisdom, love, and vision everywhere you go. That being said, even getting back to the year 2020, why have we been so focused on self-awareness? The idea being, what's the point of having 2020 vision everywhere except in the mirror, right? And recognize your identity is something. Now, Whitney, you've taken all your psychological classes and stuff like that, and as you're becoming a nurse,
Yeah.
you're doing all of this identity work. You learn who you are over your lifespan, wouldn't you say?
Yes, for
and
sure.
as you keep going, it evolves with you.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime you think you got you pegged, put you in a new environment, and now let's see who you are.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll get into all of that. You know, I'm a trained therapist, so I'm going to go back and I want to ground us. Grounding in a therapeutic sense is when we make sure that we put some space between the energy, wherever you were, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, before you tuned into this podcast and you coming into our world right now. We at Raise It Up Why love to give that positivity, non-corny positivity, spreading self-awareness. Well, we raise up your self-awareness, your vibrations, and your capacity for love, which is knowledge. So, with that being said, let's get into our grounding. Take a moment to be here with me. Hear my voice. Be really conscious of your feet. By doing that, wiggle your toes. Maybe even be silly enough to touch your nose. You want to do all that just to recognize that you're here. Breathe a breath in. Blow a breath out. Do that again, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And we do all of this just to take a moment to own this miracle we call life. That you are breathing and winning just by living this life. Just by spending this time with my voice right now. You're investing into your betterment. And I want you to sit with that and feel proud. And welcome. Let's go up, man. Let's go up. We have 3 segments today that we're going to be feng shuiing in, if you will, for our episode. Break it down, high why, and a get raised with Nurse Fly, aka Whitney Fly. So our break it down segment is where our personal awareness, self-awareness question will be answered. There's a particular song on the Graduation album called Everything I Am, and it's featuring my boy DJ Premier. What up, Preem? Everything I'm not made me everything I am. I want to play with that concept of I am and who we are. And we can even use Kanye West as an example. You talk about someone who's had an evolution throughout their career. Many different phases of one gentleman. The question becomes, when you present so differently in different times of your life, which is the true version of you? That's the biggest question that any of us can have at any given time. To help us understand this, we're going to go way back to this neo-Freudian cat named Erik Erikson. You guys know I'm an edutainer, an educator, and an entertainer. We put those all in one, toss in and sprinkle some of my therapeutic background, and you get Raise It Up Why, right? Erik Erikson is a neo-Freudian who has an 8-stage human development theory. It's just a theory, ladies and gentlemen. Some people get really anal, if you will. Even that's a Freudian term.
It sure is.
I mean, that's so crazy. But some people get really particular about, whether these things are true, if everything's accurate, blah, blah, blah. If ifs and ands was pots and pans, the world would be a kitchen. Just take some information as it's coming to you. Information is like hors d'oeuvres at a really, 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 really nice party. If you don't want it, don't take it off the fucking plate. How about that? It's really simple. So if some of this stuff rings true with you, maybe do some more investigation on your own into it. And if some of this stuff sounds like mumbo jumbo hocus pocus, tune it out. Might not be for you. However, whether you want to gel with it or not doesn't dispel the fact that a dude named Erik Erikson was born. He named himself Erik Erikson, but also he is this human developer. He is one of the only, if not the only, I could be wrong, but the only human developer that looks at the entire lifespan. Because my first degree is in child development and family studies, most people, including Freud himself, only study about the adolescence.
Because Piaget stopped at.
Piaget is like preschool age.
Yeah.
Like maybe 4 or 7. Something like that. Because he does communication styles of 7-year-olds. So maybe up to about 7 or 9.
Pre-optional.
Yeah. So... Exactly.
Is that okay? I can't remember that.
We learned him in my prenatal to preschool class. So I would have to go back in my head to remember. But Jean Piaget is another developer. Right. But most individuals only go up to about adolescence, and that's funny because we're going to study of Erik Erikson's 8 stages of human development. We're literally studying the 5th, which is about the adolescent stage. I personally, this is a YN thing, I think that the ages that are prescribed for this particular stage, it's called identity versus role, identity, I think I said a D in there somewhere, identity versus role confusion. They say it's supposed to go from about 13 to 18, 19. That's a crock. It has to literally, in today's day and age and the way that we develop, learning who you are and building up your identity, that's well into your fucking 30s.
It's a lifelong. I mean,
it's a lifelong thing.
But to know your identity, to try to get like a feel, I don't see how people at 15 just.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
I know my identity. I know who I'm gonna be with and what I'm about. I mean, you're still learning so much. I think there's core things to yourself that you just kind of know, and based on your environment, who you're hanging with, your job, and all of that will make a difference. But
sure.
I mean, I think we all kind of struggle with identity in some way in our life, whether we have to take a job that is, around people you may not, just whatever you're thinking about all that. But it's a lot. I don't see how that just stops at 19.
I personally do not believe that it stops there, because the next stage is supposed to be from your 20s to your 30s, intimacy versus isolation, sort of a thing. And most couples I know, most people I know, not just right now, but in general, if they're looking at marriage, it's in their later 20s, not their early 20s.
No.
They don't have their shit all settled by 18 and 19, getting married by 21.
More like a 30s. And
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, they say whatever you don't complete. Well, let's say you didn't complete this stage.
Yeah.
And you're 50. You're still technically in that stage.
Yeah. And it rolls over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Shit. If you go into a new environment in your life, you start all the way back as trust versus mistrust.
Exactly.
How about
step
that?
1?
Literally, that is
all
step 1.
Again.
Right all over again. Let's tell you about this. Identity versus role confusion. Identity deals with you at your core, who you are despite who's around you. Who you are despite who is around you. That individual embodies that version of you should be and is the truest you. Now, a disclaimer right before I get to this role confusion vibe, because that's going to sound like way more of what we are used to. Don't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, if you kind of listen to this episode and start to realize, I don't really spend a lot of time with myself. You know, I became a dad at 18, or I became a mom at 21, and I've always been, I've had this job since fill in the blank age, and I've always been this, and I've always been that. Let's listen to what role confusion is. Role confusion looks like when you behave in a certain way in front of a certain crowd. So, Whitney is a student. She is a daughter. She is a sister. She is the mother of 2 goldfish, frickin' frack. Yes. That's so funny. I have a dog. Wendy has a cat. You have fish.
We all have kids.
And these kids are...
So much.
Yeah. So...
God, Jordans every week.
Lord. She's also... And then her 5th thing that she is a fucking vibe.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll take that.
Hello. No, but also, yeah, she's not just a nursing student. She's a BSN student. That's a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. But she is already a registered nurse and soon to be practicing in that. She has her job and it's literally on its way. We're just waiting for COVID stuff. Yeah, just to kind of whatever. But, you know, this whole family has rallied around this girl and we love her. Wait, stop. Also, she did her own hair. She is a weave technician. She is licensed behind that.
A little bit of weave. I look like Whoopi right now. But just give me 2 days.
She does not look like Whoopi right now. Also, though, outside of that, she is a massage therapist. And at one point was working for 2 and 3 different chiropractic offices outside of being an entrepreneur because she has her own amount of clients. Like so much so to the point where she couldn't take new ones because just your time. Her time was... It didn't make sense.
I have to... Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Or you wouldn't have time, like almost Warren's episode, the time management. You wouldn't have had time literally to be yourself.
Exactly.
If you kept taking the money and kept taking the different... And mind you, some of that money might have been good money.
All money ain't good money.
Mama Vaughn. Mama, our grandmother literally taught us all money ain't good money. So... These are at least the better part of 10, about 8 roles I just named for that one chick. What happens when she only knows how to be a certain version of herself, or she's so used to being one of the versions of herself? Let's say a daughter. Let's say she's used to being a daddy's girl. Let's say she's used to being a daughter somewhere. Guess what? When she goes to her job, she'll relate to her boss more like a child or a daughter. She'll put certain expectations, certain authoritative roles implied. Yeah. She will put that on her boss because she's just used to being a daughter. Yeah. And they say that, you know how you have a mama's boy or something like that? Like, at some point, she has to cut the umbilical cord and decide who she's going to be for herself, with or without a father or a mother figure around. Yeah. Like, that's a part of that role confusion. Yeah. Who are you? If you haven't spent a lot of time with you technically can't answer that question. Mm-hmm. And that's not a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want anybody to feel a certain way just because you're becoming aware. This is your self-awareness question, right? How do you know when you're being real? How do you know when you're being fake? You'll only know when you're being real when you learn who the real you is. Drake has a line, she live in a mind state that I could never move to. Until you find yourself, it's impossible to lose you. Yeah. Because you never had you. You can't lose what you never had. Yeah. I had my keys. They were just right here, but I lost them. You can lose your keys because you just had them in your hand. If you've never had $8,000, you can't lose $8,000. Hello, right? Yeah. You never had it. So I want you all to realize that the answer to how do you know when you're being really real versus how do you know if you're being really fake is if you've never taken the time to discover who you are in yourself, in your room, taking yourself on dates, going on walks by yourself, doing things for and by yourself. Not because you need the next person to go with you. Ladies, when you get up to go to the restroom, go by your fucking self. I don't need my girl. My girls, oh, you want to go to the restroom? It's like, no, I took a shit before I left the house.
Doing coke.
Bruh. I don't do This nigga said, y'all must be doing coke. No. The thing is, I can't stand that. It's one of those things where it's like, bro, or I don't drink and smoke. And there have been certain people who don't want to be around me because they feel like when I pull out a blunt, I need everybody to smoke with me. And when I was around you, I thought you were judging me.
It's like, that's a you problem.
Whitney, someone told the cameras are on. I'm about to say, you know who this is. This is someone that we know from back in the day. I'll tell you after. But no, somebody said that I feel like you're judging me because you won't smoke with me. I'm like, bro, I won't smoke with Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't smoke. Like, the fuck? I got it. I know who I am. So if I don't smoke, I don't smoke. I don't drink. Real you?
Is that? I mean, talking to that person, like,
right.
if it was just you and it wasn't an issue,
that part.
It shouldn't matter if I'm here.
Why do you need me in order for you to be you?
People need validation and they need to feel accepted, and only God can do that. And you yourself, but God, you, others. That's the way the love flows. So. That's already
Heavens. I put a point in here just to make sure that we understood this identity versus role confusion phenomenon versus a communication phenomenon called code switching. Some people think that code switching is being fake. So let me tell you what code switching is. And Wendy, our sister, is the communications major and everything. Yes. So she actually is the one that brought this to my... you weren't in my class. Fall 2013? You weren't in my class at College One. Susie was. Okay. So when Wendy came and taught, she taught about code switching.
Okay.
Code switching is a communication phenomenon where you make sure that you're being understood by your audience. Public speaking 101 is know your audience.
Of course.
Because why are you speaking to these people if you're not speaking in a language that they can understand?
Of course.
So when you go to speak to a second grade class, don't use
big old words. Exactly.
Because why would you?
Exactly.
Because why would you talk? I don't know. This just came back from my my infant class through it was prenatal to preschool class. Okay. The teacher wrote caterpillar and the teacher wrote train on the board and asked the 4-year-olds, the preschoolers, which one was longer. Okay. And the kid said caterpillar. Okay. Look at the word. How many letters are there in caterpillar?
Way more than train.
So that's when when the teacher said which is longer, caterpillar or train, they all said caterpillar because what they could see was that language is coded. So when you think of a word and it sends you a picture, that's actually a bigger thing in communication. Think about that, right?
That's been happening since the beginning of time, though. Even Bible days.
1,000%.
We are to be all things to all people, so they might be saved. Like, you gotta be able to adapt.
1,000%. If you speak in a language that people don't understand, you're not being an effective pastor.
Yeah.
Right? I'm being dead ass on this.
That's why they say it's not the message, it's the messenger.
Boom bap, just like that. 1,000%. So watch this. The vibe is this, guys. When you're doing code switching, it's recognizing that phenomenon, that adage that says you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, right? Mm-hmm. So sometimes when you're on the phone, you hear people put on their corporate voice, or if we hood, we say we put on our white voice.
Yes.
It's really your educated voice, or what you think is your educated voice.
For sure.
Whatever. So you on the phone with somebody, it's customer service, you done been in 3 different places and nobody's been able to help you. By the time you get to that last person, you might be like, hi, I'm letting you know that I've just been on hold for 7 minutes. Blah, 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 blah. Do you really talk like that? No. But you're trying to keep that honey so that you can get that $20 off your bill like you're looking for. Of course. Right? So that's code switching. It's not that you are being fake. You're actually doing what's effective to communication. Yeah. It's getting the point across.
Effective communication, exactly.
That's all you want in communication is to get your point across. That's what I mean. To my knowledge, I could be wrong if anybody has a different. Why do you communicate if not to get your point across?
Of course,
right?
Exactly.
And to listen, maybe learn and learn new stuff or whatever. But then again, that's probably your point.
Exactly.
So getting your point across and code switching is not being fake. Dave Chappelle had those segments when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yes.
And you just always gonna be really real. You gonna, hey homie, hey, you come into an all blue neighborhood talking about, yeah blood. It's like, Do you know where you are? You know, you may
be real and
real stupid.
Yeah,
and get real messed up.
Exactly.
Yes. So, learning who you are is not confusing your roles. Learning who you are is spending time, everything you think you'd want to do to your dream man or your dream woman, or for a lot of guys, you guys don't necessarily, you're not acculturated to just desire a relationship like that, but you guys generally are acculturated to desire status or a job with money and a title. So whatever you're trying to think of to get in good with whoever is hiring at that job, whoever you think is going to give you your next big break, I need you to do all those things to and for yourself.
Yeah.
That's what makes you really real versus really fake. And just to bring this back to Kanye, since that's what we kind of were using and springboarding off of, sometimes we evolve, and that can make us look different at different stages in life. To the man, the human being that is Kanye West, I can say I'm one of those types of individuals that was in love with college dropout, late registration, and graduation, yay. Yeah. That's my yay.
Yeah.
That's my yay. 808 and Heartbreak, I can't even listen to. It's not my vibe.
Yes.
It's literally not my vibe. It's too dark for me.
Really different.
It's a dark, when I say vibe, I'm literally talking about vibration. Chris Cadenhead working the camera back here. Didn't we take the voice of reason and pitch shift it, making sure that the waves were in a healing vibration, like literally the vibe of it. So what I'm telling you is all music is communication too.
Yeah, sure is.
All of music is communication, and it has its own vibes and things like that. There was something different from those first 3 albums to the ones that follow it after. I just YN. I'm not trying to get nobody on my train, nigga. I'm on my train. I don't need nobody in my lane. This is what I think, and I'm okay with what I think. That's my identity. You know what I'm saying?
Like that, yeah.
I'm not looking for an amen choir or service
or whatever. Yeah.
Sunday service choir. I'm not looking for no choirs. I'm just me. So the vibe is this. The way that the music became darker, it doesn't gel with my personality. And to be fair, I love Kendrick Lamar. He's in my top 5. And on my favorite album of his, To Pimp a Butterfly, I skipped the song called You. The loving you is complicated. Loving you is complicated.
Yeah.
That is so dark, even how it got recorded and what he's talking about and what he's dealing with. He's dealing with some stuff in there. And guess what? I respect that. It's too dark for YN.
Exactly.
It's just too dark of a vibe for me, and I skip it. Just straight up. I skip it, sort of a thing. That gentleman we call Kanye West has evolved over time into various versions of himself. The version that rings truest to you is the version of him that I hope that you hold, and always lift that man as any man or woman or non-binary individual. Lift them up in prayer. These motherfucking flies, yo. I'm okay. Yeah, but lift him up in prayer. Be around, because as much as he might say things that feel off-putting, for me, I'm speaking for myself. As much as he might say some things that feel off-putting, he recently went on a rant about Black ownership and artists getting their masters and doing. That's the yay that when I watched after fucking Katrina and he was standing next to Mike Myers, he did not read that teleprompter and he took a bold stand and said, George W. Bush does not like Black people. He said George Bush, but I didn't want you to get it confused with his dad.
Yeah.
He said George Bush does not like Black people. I was like,
that's a ball.
Whoa, that was ballsy. Yeah. And then to see that version of him, Whitney, with some of the stuff that we've seen in the last couple years, it's like, is this the same individual? You almost wonder.
Like he's in the sunken place. It's something, but like I said, environment. What changed in some years? I mean, obviously he had, family members pass away.
Yeah,
all of that can make you
crazy
as well.
Rest in peace to his mom, his beautiful mother. Yeah.
But, the environment, who he's been around and what they're about and, all of that. So
I just want to encourage any of my loves, all of you are my loves if you're listening, my loves. I want to encourage you all to stand in who you believe you are. Ye, if there's nothing else I can say about that gentleman, he stands in who he believes he is, even when he wears a red hat. Yeah. He's standing for it, and he's standing up in it. And you know what, boo? God bless you. It's real to you. We also know about you about to work in a hospital and stuff like that. When you get on that psych floor, that psych ward floor, there are certain people with real hallucinations, and that shit is real to them.
That's what's so like. That is their truth. So
that's
how
their
do you
truth.
argue? Oh, that ain't real. What do you do? You don't do that.
You don't.
They'll go nuts on you.
Exactly.
But you know, there's a way to communicate. That's why effective communication and all of that is so important. But you know,
and going off the 4 habits of highly Wyanna, the 4
agreement.
Not even the 4 agreements. Thank you. But it's 7. You're right. 7 habits of highly effective people. But the 4 agreements. Second agreement: don't take anything personally. You have to really get in and sit with that one. That's by Don Miguel Ruiz. If anybody needed it, don't take anything personally. Everything anyone does tells you about them, not you. It tells you about them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just knowing that as you evolve in life, you can change how things look about you, how you might enjoy certain things versus other things. But even throughout all that, just as the DNA of a caterpillar is the same DNA of the butterfly he turns into later, presenting completely separately, that is an evolution. A tadpole to a frog,
same thing.
That is an evolution. But if you were to cut and take parts of their DNA while they were the previous form, they're the same people. A lot of your development as a person, 80% some people say, some human developers say, is done by age 5.
Yeah.
Right? Your first 5. Your first 5 years. Does it mean that you're damned? And that if you've had a rocky 0 through 5 years, that, you know, your shit is totally fucked up. If it just happened not to be the greatest, now you're irreparable and you are damaged goods and you are... no, it doesn't mean that. Life is too beautiful. God is too powerful. Hello.
For sure.
Hello. You understand? There is however you believe, God, the universe, positivity, light, the great spirit, Allah. I am no discriminator of any persons of how you believe. Just recognize, I don't care who or how powerful you think you are. There is something greater than all of us that ties all of us, whether we decide that we love that or not. And I think that's going to conclude that particular segment of if you're really real versus if you're really fake, and looking at, you know, how we break y'all down with some yay, you know, love to the human being that is Kanye West. Love to that man. Love to him. High Y is our next segment. High Y comes from, like I said in the beginning of this episode, my Ujima squad, man, at Pasadena City College. I feel like I've been pumping them this entire year almost. I'm going to say this. I think Ujima, shouts out to Dr. Gina Lopez, future Dr. Armia Walker.
No.
Over at USC. Come on, really? Trojan. Yes. John, Onet Zeleke, myself, and all of our beautiful students, Coach Donnell Walls, Coach Debbie Turner, all of us, and how much we love on these Black scholars, man. I think that throughout this year, 2020 has been a doozy. It ain't over. But I'm just saying, it's been a doozy. And a lot of Raise It Up Y has been reflecting how much my Ujima family holds me the fuck down. Like, they literally hold me down. My sanity as a Black individual in this country, they hold me down. And my family, because that's extended family to all of us and everything. Even Chris has a Ujima name. He's Swag or White Chocolate, both. He's been both. He's a mentor. He's a mentor to Chris has a Black son, so let's not get it fucked up. You understand? Like, this man, he's in this world, sort of a thing. But one of our new students who happened to play Nala in The Lion King she booked it when she was age 11. Wow. She got on the gig and toured with them from 12 to 14 years old. Nice. She comes back from being on the road, right? From being on the road for 2 years, all around, everywhere, around the world, bro. The gig ends, and now here I am, 14, going back to high school like a regular kid.
Wow, that's interesting.
It's a little deep, right? So a lot of this identity stuff came from a conversation. I'm off at 5. I was talking to her. It was about 7. It was almost 7. My phone died. That's how the Zoom, our counseling meeting.
Got it.
My phone died as we were talking because she was just talk about this high why. How is someone supposed to discover their next move in life? How do you discover your next move? You know what I'm saying? After you've been, you know, in a case like hers, you've been someone's life goal at 14. Now go back to high school. Like a regular kid.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Regular kid, all those with quotations and stuff like that or whatever.
Yeah.
But the average 14-year-old freshman in high school has not traveled the world as Nala
for sure
with Disney.
For sure.
Thank you. Even if you traveled the world, not in that capacity to where you're probably earning an income that can hold your family down. Exactly. That's different. That is different. How are we learning? How did you learn your next moves?
That's really interesting. It depends on what part of my life it was, but I mean...
Oh, shit. Hold on. I can't ask you that yet. Whitney, no.
Oh, it might be in that or...
Oh, shit. No, I can't ask you that. Because that's in your... Okay, my bad. Okay, let me answer this. Because it is high why. Okay. Yeah, literally, that's my first question to you. Okay. So, no. Okay, I'm back. Don't bite. Don't... Oh, I'm so sorry. I realized. Okay. Sorry, Bob. How is someone supposed to discover their next move in life? I'm gonna keep it a G with you, baby girl. Nyasia is her name. It's Nyasia.
Say it out loud.
It's a Z. It's Z. Fuck.
It's okay.
It's Zyasia.
You don't get it.
Capital Z.
She knows who she is.
She knows who she is. You know your identity.
You know.
You don't have a role confusion.
Not at all.
Thank you, Zelika. Because, that was a great catch. I just saw her name on Instagram in my head, and I was like, no, she's totally right, Zyasia. So, how is someone supposed to discover that next move? This was why, young lady, as my phone died on you the other day, this is why I told you that I would cover Erickson's 5th stage of development, which is identity versus role confusion. This is why I made sure to give a lot of extended knowledge in that break it down section that just passed. Mm-hmm. Your next move and any move thereafter is going to have to come from what is inside of you, where you are inside of you. And unfortunately, it's something that a nurse, a trained therapist, a freaking amazing musician, or a head of programs, anybody in this room, it's literally something that we can only speculate at. We could help you explore those things. But I think realizing what comes next for you takes time with you, 2 and 4 by yourself, as well as consulting who or whatever you feel is your higher power, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's a spiritual thing. Yeah. And that's going to be covered more on our next episode with my older sister. We got baby sis on this episode. We got older sis on next episode. And we're going to talk about some spiritual development. But so far as your identity and knowing what your next move might be, this is why those types of tests that gauge Myers-Briggs and things like that, they gauge what you test well in. I don't think that everyone should major, because I know you're in college right now, big girl, and anyone else who's in a situation where you've just graduated high school and now you're coming into college, or you've graduated college and you're looking to join the workforce and realizing, okay, wow, no one really wants to hire me with my theater arts major. Let's just say. Yeah. That's what you majored in, sort of a thing. The reality is, I believe life leaves crumbs, and nothing in this life is done accidentally. I think everything is done on purpose. So even majoring in like theater arts, but then going to work at, let's just randomly say something like, I don't want to say that. Let's say Phil's Coffee. Let's say you start to work at Phil's Coffee and you make an experience for each customer that is big and open, and trust and believe somebody's gonna walk into that Phil's Coffee who is a casting director somewhere and is gonna be like, why are you working here? You have such a big personality. Or somebody in the company is gonna be like, can you do a workshop for others on how to present openly and confidently and keep customer morale and customer service way high up? Trust me, I think everything is for something. Or conversely stated, nothing is for naught.
No accidents are accidental.
Thank you. Ooh, I was going to go into your there will never not be a not. I had to journal about that the other day. But it's a massage therapist vibe that she has.
I would say also your next move, at least for me, comes from uncomfortability.
Okay.
It comes from like I've been doing this. Okay, so what's the next? Almost like you're looking for more. Type of thing.
And you're worth more.
Knowing you're worth more, coming back to identity and everything, but like you say, discovering it, like you say, the breadcrumbs. Ask God, give me some signs.
True.
Give me if it's really to like at a bottom zero, you don't know where to even start, go, from there, stuff like that. But at least for me, the next move is like, okay, I've been a massage therapist this long. What's next? It's an uncomfortable, but growth comes from uncomfortable moments. So
you do not grow in your comfort zone.
No.
You do not grow in your comfort zone.
No. So
I don't know if anyone does. Even a seed. A seed as it becomes a freaking oak tree or whatever. The oak tree can't be its huge adult self in that seed. It had to break out, move shit around, shake some stuff up. Sometimes if it's on the sidewalk or whatever, and it'll break out the sidewalk and make it, Chris, when we walk in NoHo, and how the sidewalk gets all messed up.
Crazy.
Because you couldn't contain that tree.
Or like a male from 9 to 13 and growing pains. Their bones.
Literal.
It's literally painful because it's like, God, my body's not used to this. Yeah. But then, they turn into this, big oak tree. But I'm just saying, growing pains, it's definitely, it's healing, gives you direction.
Yeah. And while there might be discomfort, I think, goodness, are we going back to yay? That don't kill me. It only makes me stronger. That's off graduation too.
Oh, wow.
Woo!
Okay. But that's true.
Yeah. I didn't even know. The Whitney.
Why isn't that next one? It was Mommy at first.
I didn't hit you.
I know, but it's that Wally Wop. Whatever it's called.
You were talking about the Millie Rock? I'm done. She said a mollywop. Okay, we are back. Okay. Zaisha, I hope that answered your question. And you have Miss Y at the college. Well, on Zoom at the college. So I love it because my homeboys and a lot of people in the music industry, they really be hitting me like, I know you see me calling. I'm like, bro, I'm really an educator. Like, I know you think I'm just playing, but I'm really, they're like, oh, right. Oh, my bad. But then the next week, hey, man, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, it's going to be all right, everybody. Yes, I am a real academic counselor. I am a real professor, and I'm also a real vibe. So, on to the next. That is not...
Nice one.
All right, second lunch.
I know. That's the kombucha Waffle Life.
10 out of 10.
Waffle Life.
Waffle Life. This is the pomegranate kombucha. It's very vinegary.
Well, I don't have Waffle Life right now, but I have... Feels. How does it feels? I'm back. So, our third segment features V at Whitney Fly on IG and other forms of social media. We also call her Nurse Fly. And my favorite, we also call this beautiful thing Nurse Good Heart. She has one of the best hearts you will ever encounter. I cannot wait for every patient in any hospital, anywhere, to get the healing hands. That's her other thing on her. Mm-hmm. Her healing hands. And in COVID times, maybe just her healing vibe, just to keep some, whatever between... between her and her patients, but I want to give you a bio I wrote about my sister that I only had to add one line into, and this bio was written on Christmas Eve 2017. Whitney Fly gets whatever she wants. Whitney Vaughn, baby girl of the Vampire, takes determination to a whole new level. She has been a fighter since birth, with the umbilical cord wrapped around her neck and a blue face. Since I got blue face. Okay, and a blue face. Her first fight was strictly to live. She won. Her vocal cords having been affected by her unusual birth circumstances, Whitney's second fight was to communicate effectively with the help of a speech communicator in elementary school. She won that fight as well. Her unique fights, in addition to the struggles that every person endures with the coming of age, could have set her back and discouraged her from finishing school with better grades than average. However, she not only overcame and focused on finishing her diploma, she also went on to secure 3/4 of a mandatory needed 1,600 hours to secure her cosmetology license. And she did that in about a third of the time that it generally takes people to finish. However, she found more joy in massage. Leaving cosmetology behind, she finished massage school and went to work for chiropractic doctors and herself for 8 years before deciding to finish her AA degree in spring 2017 in kinesiology, a move that set her up nicely for a career in nursing. Here's the only thing I had to add. Already an RN, she is also now a BSN holder as of fall 2020 from Cal State University, Dominguez Hills. Whitney Vaughn is a winner. She was last to begin her music career and has accomplished more in less time than any other WLV. Talking about the fact that what she decided to do, she did immediately. Even mom and dad took years and this and that. Whitney was like, I want it. I'm going to do it. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Music videos, all that stuff. In today's age, only she she has those things. You understand? She is exemplary, or she is just Whitney. Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up for Whitney Vaughn. Whitney Vaughn.
Mess up your whole position, Chris.
I love. Oh shit! How does it look? Did it fine? Look. Oh, we died.
Blue face.
I got blue face. Yeah. Whitney, what was it like for you graduating high school and then looking at what you decided was next for you in life?
So that's the crazy thing. High school, I did not like school. And I did not like school, one, because my attention was totally elsewhere.
Right.
I was, I had my little girlfriends in school, and we were boy crazy. Okay? I'm going to say it. So,
Wild
I
child.
I feel like people can relate to me in some sense, and wanted to live their own life and do them while, mom and dad is talking about school. You got Wendy Wyan already in college.
Right.
You get the comparisons and all that. So, still graduated high school, all that good stuff. But going straight to college for me, like that next move, how do you know what your next move was?
Right.
I was definitely the one child in the family that did everything her way. And I did
1,000%.
I did not listen to mom, did not listen to dad, and if I got so uncomfortable enough, I bounced. So literally after high school, graduated, did all that.
Yeah.
I think I took a year off. I tried to do, college, like, do I want to do business? Do I want to do that? Way before the nursing stuff even came along, but I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Right.
I did not apply myself enough in high school to just be like, oh, I know I want to be a teacher. I know I want to be a counselor. I know I want to be a nurse. This is, the cosmetology thing was that one thing that I was like, oh, is this something? But even being so close to being done, knowing that wasn't going to fulfill me, I wasn't going to be able, let me just finish so I can make other people happy. I was like, nope, I'm out of here. And I literally did everything based on how I felt. My emotions, which is your indicator of knowing where you are, your direction, this and that. Because if you're doing it all for the wrong reasons, you're going to end up unhappy. I don't care if you got 10 degrees.
Straight up.
And doing this and that. You know what I'm saying? You have to be fulfilled and satisfied. So, I was happy to graduate high school. I got on my grounding or whatever. And, I moved out with a boyfriend at 19 and all this stuff. Moved out, did my thing, ended up coming back home. And, that's when I took a couple classes here and there at college, just trying to figure out
what made you go back to college with
at that time.
At that time.
So Warren Warren was going to college here and there too. We were both kind of the same as far as taking classes here and there. We never just sporadically. Yeah. And so Warren was like, man, this speech 101, I'm learning about law of attraction and da-da-da-da-da. Right. And this was something like totally new for me. I didn't know anything about law of attraction. I was just like, I almost thought like Murphy's Law, like, oh, well, things that happen to me. But it's like, if you think that is what will happen. And so you don't even know that you're attracting these thoughts because what you don't know.
Murphy's Law. Anything that can go bad will go bad. That's one philosophy of thinking. However, under the law of attraction and things like that, if you're programmed to think that things are going to go bad, they will.
It will. So when Warren told me about the law of attraction and he was doing a whole speech on it, you have to do your verbal, get up in front of the class. And that made me want to go back to school. And I was like, wow. And that was a part of me getting to know me. Identity. Like, because if you don't know.
Right.
Shoot, I'm not going to go look up law of attraction at early 20s and, just.
Right.
If that's not what's on your mind. I was thinking about other things and partying and.
Eggplant emoji.
Yes, eggplant. Fridays. It is Thursday. But everyone's got their little thing in them.
Right.
Not a little bit. No, but anyways, so that's what made me go back. And so I was like, this school thing isn't all bad. I was doing the massage therapy. I still was, I had my own place by the age of 22 and lived on my own for a good maybe 8 or so years until I moved back to school. Moved back home to do school.
Right, to be closer to Glendale College.
To be closer, exactly. Right. So just for all those things. But I've just within all of those times, been through relationships and heartbreak and this and that. But the more I kept just, do a little bit of school, do a little bit here. And then once I saw it was still going to be me at the end of everything, whether a relationship ended or a job. I'm like, I need to start investing and looking into what I'm doing. Because all these situations here, I'm putting all my energy to.
Right.
Where is it getting me? I'm still brokenhearted.
Right.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? So I know some of you people can definitely relate to this, whether it's giving yourself up even, to a project, a business, a relationship, and it's not, doing anything for you.
Right.
You end up saying, okay, all of this amount of energy I'm doing over here, I can be pouring into me. So as soon as 2015 came, I was like, enrolling to school, not playing around. My grades were so low in my GPA, I had to do an SAP and write why I needed financial. What is it again? Academic progress. It's
student
like student. Is it student S? Yeah, like unsatisfactory. Student.
No, satisfactory.
It was an S. I know why.
Because it's from GCC. It's not ours.
So it's different.
It's called something. For us, it's academic renewal. But they call it SAP.
But we have
student academic progress.
It's something like or satisfactory. So I did all this work. Once they saw that my grades were better, this and that, it just everything just ended up. I know it's gonna make me go crazy. Because there's an.
Is that GCC's website?
It might be because there's SEP, which is Student Educational Plan.
Yeah, that's what I make for the students.
SAP, but I did everything I could. I had a semester of straight A's. I said, look I'm putting my, all of my eggs in this basket. I'm serious now. They granted me financial aid.
Yep.
I got all this stuff. And I was like, wow, it's not like it was hard even. It was just applying yourself.
Satisfactory academic progress. Just needed to see it.
It is
satisfactory. Because if you don't have that, then they'll do a dismissal. And that's what you did, the dismissal appeal.
Yes.
Okay.
I did the appeal.
I'm back.
So
I'm a real nerd, y'all. I love knowing things. Okay,
I can't stand that. But no, SAP. So I did all of that. But it took all of those, years of just going through all these roller coasters of emotions and ups and downs. But that literally got me to the point of where I am now. So I don't regret any of that stuff, whether it's, loss of jobs, loss of relationships, moving in and out here, doing that. It literally led me to where I am, because if you don't have that little stress in your life, which is actually it's a drive, it's the motivation. If everything is just so
Abraham Hicks would call contrast, the contrast in life.
Exactly.
But that's why I think and just going back to the title of this episode, does heartbreak have to come after graduation, sort of a thing? It's like you get out of school, you try life in your own way. It don't gotta be even with relationships. It could be, I want to, you know how many of our 1500 Sound Academy students, I'm going to break Hollywood. I want to get into Hollywood. And whether it be because they're an actor, a dancer, a singer, whatever it is, and you get people who come from all around the freaking world, right? To come to Hollywood to break in, and they get their heart broke. Yeah. Right? And it's like, did I graduate for this? You know what I'm saying? Like, so after all of those pieces of rejection, those messages of rejection, then I'm not good enough, especially actors. God bless actors.
That's a tough one.
Every time you go out for something and they get to reject you, or call you back just to reject you, or do a dress rehearsal with you to reject you. Athletes, all of these people, especially, God forbid, if you're one of the creatives. Oh Lord. Yeah. If you're a now, I was telling my students, I says, how many doctors in America do you think there are? Hundreds of thousands at least. Yeah. 100,000 about doctors in America. How many Dr. Dre's?
How many Beyonce's? How many are just,
straight like that. So at the end of the day, it's easier to learn how to become a doctor, the one that makes 80 to 150,000 a year, depending on what you do, where you are, wherever like that. Yeah. It's easier to become that person, because that is mapped out for you. Do these things and you will earn this money. Period. Yeah. Dr. Dre is an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these individuals they are exceptions to the rule. Just like everybody that makes it onto that field, those 22 individuals that make it onto a football field. You know how many kids are in Pop Warner around the country? Man. So that's where this idea of, does heartbreak have to be the thing that comes after graduation? How are you learning yourself? I love that my baby sister is telling us about, she had a different set of focus. She had a different focus coming out of school. But it's just so interesting how, something I told that baby girl Zaisha the other day, I said, school is one of the safest places to reinvent yourself. Yeah. School is one of the safest places to reinvent yourself. You literally can make every mistake and you get feedback for it. Yeah. Get into the real world, make a mistake, you get fired for it. Yeah. It's different, right? It's just different. So I want to ask, coming back into school, though, you coming back into school don't mean that you necessarily just knew what you were on fire about. My second question to you is, what is your passion and how did you discover it?
Well, I know from doing the massage therapy for so long, and even cosmetology, I knew that I loved being around people. I like being sociable. I like to make people feel better. Even with Zumba, it was making them feel better physically and mentally, emotionally, after having a hard week of work and just come in and let loose type of thing. So I knew that I like to serve people. So after I was finishing up at GCC, did the kinesiology, I was like, I can do nursing, or I can do like physical therapy and this and that. So that was a real, toss up for me, because I was like, with medicine and knowing all the kind of, backstory to that, just the pharmaceutical companies. And I was like, is that something? But I'm like, it's stable, long lasting. I can, go anywhere with it. Yeah. And then with the physical therapy, it had its pros and cons and stuff as well. So just going in those directions, I knew they were both in healing people, making people feel better, which is a part of something that you need to learn about yourself. Some people get into nursing for all the wrong reasons, and they're
like what? Well, what is a not great reason to get into nursing?
Oh, I'm gonna make $100,000 a year,
just
and then
the money.
Not like people and not like to help. There's nurses out there like that. I'm like, why? Oh, house. It's stable. I get to feed my family. I get benefits. I mean, all of that is true. But if you do not like what you're doing, if you didn't like being an educator, a therapist, helping people.
There's a lot of those.
I mean, in any profession. So first you have, going back to this, knowing who you are, knowing what your strengths are, knowing just what comes natural to you. Like, it should just be innate. It shouldn't have to be forced. It shouldn't have to be, work is going to be work, but if it's something you love, it won't feel like work.
It won't feel like work at all.
So that's how I knew nursing was definitely for me. Volunteer work. Try to do something before you get into something. Yeah. A job.
You did a few of those internships.
Yeah.
I think they're called, those were internships,
like
right?
internships. Yeah, for sure. Just seeing, can I handle blood? Can I handle, I know some people, they think they did all these prereqs and stuff. They get to the hospital and they can't take blood. They're like, okay, I'm going to be a historian. And they do something totally. That is the weirdest thing.
We had a student at Ujima who did an internship or whatever, and put her whole and a STEM major too, like a smart baby like that. Thought she wanted to be a veterinarian, and got in that environment. You know who this is, but got in that environment, and she was like, what did I just do all this studying for? What did I just do? What? She's like, Miss White, how many of these classes go to some other major easily? I'm like, I can make them go to anything, but what if you don't like that? Yeah. I think we should maybe have you measure 10 times and cut once.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Save
Instead of
time.
cut, that was one of the YN's words of wisdom on last year's episode about school with Quavo. Yeah, just the idea of just a little, having some wisdom before you go gung-ho into it.
Yeah.
So you discovered it more by putting your hands-on experience to it, getting around it, and seeing that. So would you call nursing your passion?
Nursing is my passion. It's something that I do. I mean, of course, there's work to it as far as memorizing medication. What are the side effects for this and that? But something that is just, that comes natural to me is helping people. Like when I'm in my clinicals, as dog-tired as I may be, if someone, I'll do something out of my way to help. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something I don't even think twice about. Like, oh my God, I need to go to the other floor just to get some applesauce. Whatever. I'll go to the other unit and get it. Even though it's
hospital applesauce is clutch. That shit is clutch. And the ice. Good. Hospital ice is
the
clutch.
The ice creams. Apple juice.
The ice creams.
Even the prune juice might be good.
Okay, so wait, what? Okay,
but but I'm just saying, like, that's definitely how you know. You'll
it takes that trial and error. It takes that time, spending time with it, being around it, learning.
Yes, and then doing like your research on it. Yeah, do your research on it. I mean, anything that it is that you do, it's like, see what it is that you're about to get into. Do some, that's really you putting all your effort in it. And like you say, you don't have to keep measuring, just do it once, and you save so much time. But people get into things for all the wrong reasons. And
but then that'll go back to whether they're doing it because they're in front of a certain audience, which would be a role.
Another thing, yeah.
Versus, are you doing this because it's actually you? And you won't know if it's actually you if you don't know you.
Exactly.
You
Still
understand?
Comes down to all that. You have to know yourself.
I have a third and final question for you, my baby sis. I love, how we always had all the, when we did our family rap, the encore and everything. And then when mine, it's me, passion. The one with the passion. Check the word out. I put the ass in. Hey. This was why. You understand? But earlier this year, listening to some Steve Harvey motivational stuff, and then when we did the hip hop forum at Ujima PCC, Terrace Martin was speaking on a panel of Terrace, DJ Pooh, Lawrence Dobson, 1500 and Nothing CEO, and Tiff Goucher, one of the most dopest singing motherfuckers ever, ever. Love all four of y'all, by the way. Terrace said exactly what Steve Harvey had said that I listened to that morning.
Oh, wow.
Which was, everybody out here trying to catch and run after their passions. You know what? Your passion, that's your desire. Those are the things that you desire. And you would do it for free. But what about your gift? Your gift is divinely appointed. Your gift is God-given if you believe that way. Your gift is God-given, and it aligns with your purpose. What is your purpose? And you don't know that. You got to spend some time with you and your higher power to decide that purpose. Terrence brought it up saying he was trying to do rapping because he was passionate about it.
Right.
And then it was like his gift with that saxophone, music producing, doing stuff like that or whatever. It was like, that's what just came natural. I want to say, well, no, I'd like to ask you, what do you believe your gift is, and how does it play into your life at this point with your passion?
Nursing.
Yeah.
Well, I do love to sing. I love to do music. Now, that definitely does come natural as well.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to music, I mean, I can write, sing, and do that all day. When it comes to living in the real world, you have to, especially living in LA, you have to be stable. Right. And it's not to say that you cannot stop your gift because of your passion. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I can still do nursing in and out, this and that. I mean, massage was something that comes literally natural. I would fall asleep
literally natural for you
on clients. You know what I'm saying? But still be massaging, standing up sleep. So that
literally can do that.
Is literally that literally does come natural. So I would say massage as well.
I think massage is a gift of yours.
Yes,
I do. I think massage is a gift too.
But I mean, like singing. So I mean, I've sung to my patients before. I've sung to little premature babies in NICU, and so you don't have to be at Coachella to be or think that is like Mike Todd says, your placement. Where did God place you? Yeah. Just because it's not in the studio with this big recording artist or whatever the case. Does that just stop your dream? Does that stop your singing or Right. So it's like, just because it's not the audience maybe you dreamt of, God doesn't make mistakes. It's like, why not just do it, where I placed you? So I've sung to, patients and stuff like that. I've massaged patients. It's like, their feet was cracked or needed some, whatever the case. Just going out your way just to do something like that can make somebody so happy. And it's something is just coming from the heart.
I effing love that. Because I've never asked you that before. And because I know that singing, our whole family is a sing. Our whole family is a song. Hello. Yes. You understand? But I is a sing. That was really funny. But the thing is, I've never asked you if you've ever put that into your nursing and stuff like that. So I just didn't know that was like a real question, for me and everything. My older sister and I, Whitney Vaughn and Wyan Vaughn, when we've been on high school campuses, we always get called to sing the national anthem. Yes. To sing the Black national anthem. Mm-hmm. Come on. Okay. But we got asked to do it so much, Wendy wrote an original graduation song. Just Believe.
Oh, that's right.
She ended up writing that. I mean, because we can't sing I Believe I Can Fly no more.
No.
Well, hold up. Is that Buxom?
But can you do... give me that...
No.
Okay, you can't do that either. I love that.
Y'all a fool. But yeah, no, these are... this is just what we end up doing as edutainers. How did I end up becoming an edutainer? It's like education was just something that naturally, going to school, opposite Wit, I literally was a nerd. I am a nerd. I like to learn things. And if you think I'm a nerd, meet Whitney Vaughn next episode. And Wendy studies... Wendy was valedictorian. She graduated valedictorian. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's UCSD.
Wendy, no, I'm talking about at her high school. Oh. At her high school, she was a valedictorian. And she went to a performing school of the arts. Right. So, they just sitting there figuring... She went to a school, Christina Milian went there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just going to school, to act and do whatever.
That's right.
Turns out, she's also... Body, Brains, and Beauty from Roosevelt Middle School.
Yeah.
She was Body, Brains, and Beauty. I was Best Personality. So let's keep going. The point is, we all use what we got to get what we want. No.
We are the butterfly. Sting like a bee.
Pimp a butterfly. No. So We're nearing the end of this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get into this YN's words of wisdom again because a lot of, actually this wasn't from Ujima students. This was from my @Wyana page. A lot of individuals were on the other night. Every 13, I do a live discussion on my Instagram, the @Wyana account, WYANNA, not the Raise It Up Y account. And as we were there, we were just checking in with one another, talking and everything. And this conversation came up, and I promised those 30 some odd people I would do that topic in this YN's Words of Wisdom. So thank you for trucking along with us. Thank you for always listening in with us and taking time to be not just here with us, but knowing that all this information, while we talk hip hop and we laughing and we doing a lot, it's also always investing back into y'all. The reason that we do this podcast is because we want to invest back into each of you loved ones. All right. So thank you, loves, for your listening ears and viewing eyes. YN's words of wisdom for today. Salsa made me a wife. And I put it like that on there, and it was pretty funny. Okay. So, and I saved that on my IGTV on Wyana, on @Wyana. On my IGTV, you can actually be a part of that conversation and see how this whole thing originated on that 13 live discussion. Mm-hmm. All right. But I spoke with my loves on my Instagram page about this topic, and I want to give it here to you all so you can hear about how salsa made me a wife. Take that for the line that it is. We'll explain it in a second. So, I've been dancing salsa since 2008. I am what I call a salsera. I call myself a salsera. All right. And one lesson, here at Raise It Up Y, we always say that we raise your self-awareness, your vibes, and your capacity for love, which is knowledge, right? So here I'm in a salsa lesson, gaining more knowledge so that I can become a better dancer. And when you go to the classes for salsa before they open up the club, shouts out to Earl Miller and the Granada. That's where we all do salsa dancing. You're up there in about, let's just say, 8 couples. Okay. 8 couples, and the 9th couple is the instructors. Got it. That's the instructors. They're in the middle, and you kind of like rotate, so you can dance with a whole bunch of different people to see how a different feel happens with every leader. I'm a follower as a lady, as a female. I'm a follower, and then there's gentlemen who are the leads. Got it. Take this for the gender roles that they just assigned. This is not me limiting anybody and whoever you are, all right? Remember, knowledge, like information on a plate. Don't take what doesn't serve you. Take what does. Boom, bap. All right. Identity. So, listen. It's just crazy you have to say. Anyway,
yeah, I know.
I'm going to go there. Okay, all right. Boom. So, I'm dancing with a beginner leader. And it's apparent that he's a beginner because it's taking him a while, not just to do what he sees the instructor doing, but just to like even march, like to kind of like get his. So everybody can take these classes. So he was just, he was in his I'm just learning bag sort of a thing. But me being a more advanced dancer, I was looking at the lady instructor. Got it. I saw what the dance moves that they were teaching us. I saw what it looked like successfully because I saw 2 people who've been dancing for fucking like 20 years. Exactly. Yeah, I saw them do it. So as I'm watching everything that she's doing, I know how to do the dance right. Got it. So when I get with my partner, they make you watch them. They kind of step, time, step, and dot, dot, don, and a dot, dot, don, and here you go. And then they let you do it. Got it. So as I'm dancing with this beginner male, I'm over here hitting the turns, touching and hitting the moves, foot out, blah, 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 and the boom, bing. Mm-hmm. I have it all right. And this gentleman is like, all right. So the way that they teach you. You talked about how you started to learn your passion. You had to go out. You were in internships. You had to go exhibit and live it. You know what I'm saying? Exist in it, rather. Not exhibit it. Exist in it.
Yes.
What the instructors do is, without pointing fingers at anyone, they imitate the incorrect ways to do the dance so that they can show everyone how to correct if it happens to be them. Because there's only 2 of them and there's 8 couples. They're trying to look at everybody. They only catch so much. They imitated
the dude you're with.
My dance. Not just the dude I was
your
with.
Dance.
Him and me. The guy imitated someone who doesn't know how to lead, and the girl did all the moves correctly. And they said to the whole classroom, what's wrong with this picture? And almost in roaring unison, the class said, she's not following. They didn't say he doesn't know how to lead.
Yeah.
They said she's not following.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Because both are right.
Both are definitely right.
Yeah.
Both are definitely right. So the thing is this, here's what the lesson was. And I'm real cool with the instructor. So the instructor, the female that imitated me, she looked back at me like, ay, mija. Like she looked at me like I'm talking to you sort of thing without saying it. No one put me on Front Street. But you know how when you see parts of you that you don't want to see, it kind of indicts you. Yeah. You kind of feel like, shit, that's me, sort of a thing.
Yep.
So here's what I need everybody to know. An amazing salsa dancer, lady, a follower, a salsera, when she's dancing with a beginner male, if she's as amazing of a follower, 20 some odd years of dancing under her belt, she should look like a beginner. Because that means she's really following. So if he's the lead and he's leading wrong, she should look like a beginner dancing wrong as well. That's what the dance of salsa is. It's a communication between the 2 people. Like I said, we get to move and dance with several different leaders as the ladies in the class. Sometimes they make the men move and the girls get to stay. Sometimes they make the girls move and the men get to stay. It's whatever. But in this particular class, the women had to move down. They had to move down to a different leader. The next leader I danced with had way more experience than even me. So I made the dance feel heavy. Because he was leading me, boom, bap, boom, bap, boom. And I was like, shit. Like, I don't got my shit together, sort of a thing. And I couldn't keep up. The third guy, he was about the same as me. So we were kind of doing some stuff well and other stuff we was like, wait, how did they do? The point is this, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the takeaways from that experience making me what I call a wife. 1, you have to know the point of salsa. For a leader or a man, your job is to make the dance look good. That is your only job. The point for a salsera, for a follower, for a lady dancing salsa, is to allow the man to be a man. Period. What this takes is an extreme amount of trust. The lady for the man, especially. The man has to be learned. He has to take into account how busy the club is that night. So he doesn't take and lead his partner out for a cool move, but then she bumps her head with somebody behind them. His job is to protect her. His job is to be not like this earring. It's gonna hold on and stay down. The Stitcher and the Apple Podcast people don't have to know. Y'all don't even have to know.
Yeah.
YouTube, that's our secret that just happened right now. Don't even trip. Like, what are you talking about? So, big points, big facts. Making sure that you're actually, 1, trusting your partner. That's what a lot of this salsa dancing takes. And then 2, making sure that you're dancing with your partner. When I was over there doing all the moves right, I was copy and pasting the moves from the instructors to me. I wasn't dancing with the man directly in front of me. I was dancing with a coupling that wasn't even my own.
Got it.
I say that for all of the headstrong ladies. Can I put my hand up? This being me and I having been, this having been my truth at one point. I'm having a relationship with Michelle and Barack Obama. Therefore, I'm trying to make the man right in front of me dance like they do. Because I'm ready for Michelle and Obama. Well, Michelle Obama's that one. That's one person.
Barack.
Michelle and Barack. I'm ready for that type of love. So I'm taking the man in front of me and making him them. So I'm not even dancing the dance with the person that's right in front of me. I'm holding his hands.
Yeah.
And I'm not dancing with him.
But that's also us having to choose the right leader.
Listen.
That's a part of our knowing our identity and knowing who to choose as our partner.
What did Mama say? Choose wisely, treat kindly. That's our grandmother, Dorothy Vaughn. Choose wisely, treat kindly. Well, guess what? When you're on a salsa dance floor at night, you're probably going to dance with about 16, 17 leaders.
For sure.
Some of them are going to be outstanding leaders.
Yeah.
Some of them might not be so great, but they're just going to be such fun personalities. You just want to be on the floor with them.
Of course.
You just want to be there with them. Oh my God. Arturo, this man was like, gotta be in his like 70s or 80s. And when we would dance, he wouldn't lead you like the ways he do. He doesn't even do all of his steps. He just kind of do it and hey, hey. And when he's dancing with you, he goes, hey, you know, hey, and I would laugh so hard dancing with this man. He would have a line.
Just, oh, wow.
I'm like, I got Arturo next, so don't get weird. Like, move.
God.
You understand?
Just
His wife.
he was
Okay, that's
fun.
nice. Scoot. That's my man tonight for this dance. 4 minutes, and that's me and him. So, like, you have to understand and respect everybody's dance. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It takes trust, and it takes you dancing with who's in front of you, with who's holding you. You understand? You have to be present for the dance. Second takeaway I took. To make the dance work, each partner needs to own their role. That role, in that sense, is their identity. Each needs to hear the beat. Each needs to decide that they want to hit the dance floor. And that the point of the dance is just to dance. I've had certain guys who are amazing, amazing dancers. When we've gotten on the floor, they'll stop the dance to instruct me how to do the move correctly. Oh no, boo-boo, that's not the time. Now, if I hired you to teach me that,
that's different.
then that's nice. However, what's the point of the dance for a man? To make me look good. So it means if you're a more advanced dancer than me and you invite me to a move that I don't know, common sense should tell you don't invite me to that move again. Or the dance is going to look bad. And everybody in this club knows these rules, so they'll all know it's your fault.
Exactly.
Man, take that full responsibility. Communicate. See what I know. And if I don't know it, don't take the chance to teach me in front of a crowd. You can pull me off to the side when the dance is over. Ask me, hey, you want me to teach you that move? I can teach you that move.
Exactly.
That's communication. That's being present.
Yeah.
And it's not being condescending.
Exactly.
I wish you would try to teach me. Okay, no, I'm good. I'm here. I'm back. Okay. For some other guys, you know, you got pervs. Some of the people, not necessarily salsa, but that's how I never got into bachata. Bachata.
Ooh, they up on you.
Let me tell you, a man who's been dancing for 3 hours tries to put his sweat-ridden face on the side of mine just so we can bang, 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 bang. I'm like, boy, if you do not, I swear I will scream. I will call rape out.
How's the song go?
Like, no, this is not the way this is shaking out. Sort of a thing. So that the point, but that means that we have to be on the same page, right?
Yeah,
the point of the dance has to be the dance.
Very true.
Not to be didactic. I'm gonna go ahead and raise my hand again. Guess what? Some men that get into a relationship with me, they didn't get into a relationship with me to be therapized. Hello? Can I use myself as an example? You didn't get in a relationship with me to become my client. for me to tell you how to improve yourself and do all of the things that you need to do. You came into this relationship with me to have a relationship with me. So it is my job to make sure that I continue to dance, to have the relationship, and to not try to move you over to the side during the club and say, hey, as a follower, let me show you how to lead me. Let me show you how to... That's not the time. There's a time and a place for everything. And guess what? That ain't the time. I can't call nobody on their bullshit if I'm not willing to be brought up on mine. You understand? This is Jada bringing herself to the couch for 12 minutes when she brings Snoop and T.I. and everybody else there for 4 hours. Yeah, take your little 12 minutes. All right, so I'm just saying, good for the geese, good for the gander. You had to dig me. So the third thing I took away from that experience is that anything we love, we learn. There's a saying that says, to know me is to love me. We can only love things to the extent that we've learned them. You love everything about nursing that you now know.
Exactly.
If there are some parts about it that you hate, you wouldn't even know. Because what do they say? I don't know what I don't know till I know.
Exactly.
You understand? Exactly. So that means if you love the dance, and I love the dance of salsa, your identity on the floor is that you exhibit everything that you've learned. And if you don't know enough, guess what? On your own time, and like a big girl, if I'm speaking to YN the Salsetta, and this can be to any of you, when the time comes, go on the side and take private classes. Learn one-on-one to perfect your piece of the dance. Your eagerness to learn shows your identity. Learning the dance, though, that makes you just a better partner. And that's the role.
Yeah.
Learning the dance because you love you learn the dance because you love the dance.
Exactly.
You understand? That's the identity. I love this dance, so I want to learn it.
Exactly.
But becoming a better partner, let's say when you're going to get married to someone, you end up, you practice that particular dance for that particular role.
Exactly.
That's just learning the moves for that role.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Right? So I wanted to give you all these things, which are my words of wisdom for the day, talking about how salsa made me a wife. And I want to just have a little disclaimer, a little side note. I say salsa made me a wife because I choose to embody the characteristics, but that goes with or without marriage. All right. Language is coded. So sometimes just saying one word is a mouthful. It shows you a whole bunch of things. So case in point, to me, when I say the word wife, I see someone who has supreme supportive skills, who is willing to follow a leader with whom she identifies. When I hear the word wife, to me, that means that I'm a team player who ain't gotta be the lead, but when I'm with a lead, it's with someone that I identify with, and if I need to take the lead, I will, but I ain't got to. This is not an ego play for me. When I hear the word wife, to me, I see a fly chick, a chick who is whole and complete, who desires the company of someone who is her equal and never needs that person, though. All right? That's what I mean when I say the word wife. It's just cute to say wife on here, but it really made me a better individual. Learning to dance with someone else made me a better individual.
Yes, because people are just reflections of you or where you need to, improve or this and that. That's why you never do that.
No,
or
never.
You never judge, or you should be, no. How can I learn from this situation? How can I grow from this? Where can I, do I need another partner? Do I need someone who is as strong as me?
Right.
Is this situation always, are they willing to learn? That, any of that. But other areas in their life will show you how eager are they to do the private lessons? How eager are you to go into that internship or volunteer work to see this is where you need to be?
Yeah.
All of those are an individual single thing to do without having to have somebody or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So these are things that are just characteristic traits of you.
Desiring to learn yourself, but not because, man, if I don't do this, then I'm not going to get that job.
Exactly.
Man, I'm just going to do this because... I don't like yoga. Let me help y'all out. I don't like yoga. However, I took... You know the one time I took yoga classes was to get better at salsa.
Wow.
And I sat through and went through those damn yoga classes. 4 hours a day for 3... No, lie. 3 hours a day for 4 days a week.
That's crazy.
And I did it to increase the strength of my core so that when I was there, I could keep up with the girls who were just lighter on their feet. Because they had
more
this
flexibility. Yeah.
They had their stuff together. They just knew their body better. That's really what it comes down to. They knew their bodies better. I took the time to learn me doing something that slows me down. And y'all see, I like cappuccino. I like to go fast. I want to be in the fast car, the Lexus. I want to be in the fast car. But yoga slowed me down, gave me peace, allowed me to we had to meditate. That was part of the class to get my grade. You know what I'm saying? Outside of salsa, I'm a nerd. So if somebody puts it, you won't get an A if you don't. Oh, yeah. I learned to juggle in drama, Mr. Duggar's class, because I'm not going to not get an A. I'm going to get an A. Hello.
That's true.
So, yes, I want you guys to realize that all of these things are a part of the YN's words of wisdom. You know what? Before I go...
This is the part that scared me last time.
This was on her TV last time, and when she saw the camera angle,
it was dropping like on the thing. We're like, and all I hear is a whack. I was like, oh, that's scary. That was scary.
This is Whitney's segment.
Okay.
This is Pay Your Dues.
Okay, got you.
This is the Pay Your Dues. Y'all know I love to do more than you knew. So this is what I used on my hair today. Bonita Afro Bomb, because this is actually a blow dry. When I curled it, I made my hair flatter. Wasn't it bigger earlier?
It was a little bit.
That was an accident. It was bigger before. I kind of liked it.
So this gives you more volume.
Well, what this does, you see how I slicks it?
Also, it slicks
it. Gives me slick. You want to put this on dry hair. Bonita Afro Bomb, you want to put this on dry hair. If you have a wet style and you want a little bit of control, also to slick, that you use Good Day. Today
that's the other
is a
one.
Good Day.
It's pink and it smells good.
It smells good. This one smells good too.
All her products.
All of them smell good. Yeah. And then to give sheen to this clean, mean look, we did There Are Times. The light.
Oh, I heard that was so cute.
The light.
I got it. Wait, is it Target? Oh yeah, get these whoopies out.
Whitney.
Whoop it. Where can I get this?
Ooh, do you like that?
I love all this smell.
It smells like cupcakes to me. Yeah.
Let it just dry up in there.
It's only a little bit left.
I know. But it's okay. You know what I'm...
Yeah, that's good.
But where can we get that? Target?
You can get Maya Smith, our cousin, Shoka. You can get Maya Smith's products at Target. You can get them at Amazon. You can get them at Walmart, Sally's Beauty, or thedew.com, THEDOUX.com. And if you saw the product that I had on my hair last time that had me long and wavy and beautiful and stuff called Big Papa, that's exclusively on The Dew.
That's the other one.
Thedew.com.
Okay, got it.
That's not in the stores.
Oh.
That one's not in the store.
And it lets you, and it hangs it. It doesn't shrink it.
Yes, it defies shrinkage.
Got it.
And it when it dries long. Ooh, I was a vibe. I know. We said we were gonna get you some. My assistant Zelica is not happy. Also, name change. Well, same name. Nails of Essence, because you guys have been hearing me say Nails of Essence.
Oh,
because she had an A in it and she was like,
A.
I just wanted it to be different, but I do say Essence. I says, honey, that's confusing. So go ahead and go on and put that little E.
Code switch.
She code switched for the vibe one time. We have TVOR nails. Do you see her? Tell me, do you see her? See her. Oh, dooby doo, doody swamp. So you guys see Wava Life. Y'all know what that is, right?
Yes.
Wava Life. Oh,
Whitney Vaughn.
Kylan Trailer, Nails of Essence at Nails of ESSENCE now. So it's Nails of Essence, just straight up. At Wava Life, WAVALIFE at Wava Life on Instagram. I didn't wear my bra from last time. I know that you guys really enjoyed it on YouTube, and now I just have she got D's, so go ahead and put some D's on that bitch.
That's why I wore a long sleeve shirt.
Put that D's on it.
I wanted to show my education.
But hold on, you wanted to big up this brand too.
Yes, I want to big up this brand, Nurse Life brand.
Yes, at nurse.life.brand on Instagram, as well as nurselifebrand.com.
Yes. So they have very cute shirts and little scrub wear, and my birthday's coming up, and I got a Cash App and a Venmo. I don't know what the name is, but you can hit me up on my Instagram.
Well, you should probably just go get at Whitney Fly just to keep in contact with this ball of energy.
November 15th.
With this balls of energy.
I'll be 34.
She's foolish, as you can see. She's a nut, and she's mine. We spoke about Nails of Essence. Nope. Nails of Essence, and I have TVOR nails, the Voice of Reason nails. For those of you who just are kind of coming into our world, the Voice of Reason is the affirmation album that we put out at the end of July. At the end of last year, we also put out. Oh, this is me. This is you. This one's my copy, is what I mean to say. Oh. Yeah. This is YN EP with some wonderful stuffs on it. And that's YN at 9 in a home studio. And this is YN at 33 in Dr. Dre's studio. So you got a little...
Cocoon to butterfly.
Yeah. Is it cocoon to...
caterpillar to
why did you just tell me that? Cocoon. This is a caterpillar.
No,
and this
not.
is the butterfly.
Yes, it is.
Remember, I used to look like a frog when I was a kid.
Oh my God!
I looked like a frog bird.
What?
Nice.
I did. I'm not. I have my ID cards.
Oh,
make that the cover
Don't
art.
miss out on your frog trying to find your prince.
What the fuck?
You know, don't try to find. Identity.
Okay, we're clearly tired.
No, we're not tired.
Look, cappuccino.
It's supposed to be a party.
Also, check on my link in bio on at Raise It Up Y or at Wyana, and you will see that the head of 13 Presents ... the Onet Zelike has made us a new link tree with our website. Everything. And then you can see Raise It Up Y, our Instagram page, or you can go to Raise It Up Y Google. Wait,
your what?
YouTube. You can go to the YouTube. We put the YouTube up because everybody has access to Google and YouTube. It's also on everywhere that you all can stream podcasts. So just don't forget that it's also there if you're a visual, rather if you're an audio type of person. Guys, I love when my family comes on this platform because we laugh like crazy. Y'all get to see how we can double over one another's words and stuff like that, and we're so used to talking and double talking one another.
My God.
OMG. Wait, a couple dates. We have Zoom. We have Zoom stuff coming up.
Oh,
the Emotions has a Zoom gig even.
Something, you're
but
right.
I think it's private, right?
EWF September.
Are we supposed to do? Doop. Well,
after these commercial messages, we'll be right back.
Well, the fun part is, by the time you all see this, the 21st night in September will have already happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? And the thing is, we're going to be on, that's, just so you know, in Los Angeles, September 21st is officially Earth, Wind, and Fire Day as of last year.
Oh.
That was as of last year.
really?
They dubbed it Earth, Wind, and Fire Day, just like at the top of this year, January 15th is 1500 or Nothing Day in Los Angeles. So that's a fun little vibe. But by the time this comes out, we will have already been on DJ Spinna's platform with Philip Bailey and David Foster and other members of Earth, Wind, and Fire, as well as me with my mom and my sister as the Emotions. So I hope you will have tuned in if you've caught any of the advertisements on our pages. That will be fun. Ujima, we have some Zoom events coming up. What is the public open? Can we do something for the public too? Oh, well then, never mind. Because I thought that these dates were for everybody. And if they are, I thought we were raising awareness for like Ujima. Ever mind. However, if you are an Ujima student, y'all better be making sure you're going to the Black Student Success Center virtually, as well as the events that we have on the next few Tuesdays virtually. And if y'all want to come and you're one of my loves, just hit me. I'll send you the link. Maybe. I'll send you the link. But ladies and gentlemen, I have had so much fun with y'all. I thank my baby beautiful sister for bringing her wild ass on this platform and us having a vibe in front of you all. She's making jokes under her breath.
Wild Whitney. I was trying to get like a alliteration.
Whitney.
I just made some macaroni and cheese.
We're gonna end this podcast. I love you all. Stay safe. Stay 6 feet away. Yes. Stay wearing a freaking mask. Get registered. Make sure you fucking vote. Yes. Don't be a weirdo. Please. Do not be a weirdo. And it's your right to vote however you want to vote, but at least do it.
Yes.
You bitch you. Yes. All right? Much love and positivity always. And per the usual, stay real, y'all.
That's a wrap.
Right, you doing something about to die.
Nice one.
It's right now.